Thank you so much, General Chauhan. That was just a very, very inspiring speech. So now I'm happy to welcome the managing trustee, one of the managing trustees of the Ekam Satt Foundation, Shri Ameya Dabli. Ameya is a dear friend. I have known him for the last 25 years. He started out as a banker and his life calling led him to become a very sought after singer. He always had the gift. It was just a matter of taking it to the world, and today looking at him having conducted 175 concerts across the world, 60 locations for the soldiers and civilians alike, and to see the kind of work that he's doing to help build our nation. Ekam Satt, the tagline is one truth, one humanity and world music. So I'll just say 4 lines for him. In melodies woven with devotion, he sings for the brave, a voice that brings solace where courage does pave. From Vasudeva Kutumbakam, his mission does start, uniting the nation with music and healing every heart. So welcome, Ameya, and please, looking forward to our session on stories that inspire, a short interaction between General Chauhan and Shri Ameya.
Thank you. Thank you, Alpa. Ladies and gentlemen, Alpa Kapadia Teli, one of the most accomplished authors, a former Deputy General Manager of Talent Management and Acquisitions in Godrej Industries. I think she deserves a much louder round of applause for all those people. So, sir has been, I think, sir, with your kind permission, may I please?
Please.
Sir has, if I may say it very honestly, over exceeded my expectations. Because sir ने जो मेरे तारीफों के पुल बांधे हैं उतने हम कोई लायक नहीं है. I think sir has been just generous. But what we are wanting to now do, ladies and gentlemen, General Anil Chauhan, the man with the uniform, the man in Vardi, the man that all of us know is a tough guy who looks after the security of all of us 140 crore Indians. How is he as a person? तो सर ने हमें जो चीजें आज तक कही है about how music plays an integral role or how other aspects, sir, of your work integrate with what we do, we would, sir, today with this beautiful NCC students that we have, sir, a lot of people from the fraternity of music. We have Pandit Rakesh Ji Chaurasia. Ladies and gentlemen, एक जोरदार तालियां for Pandit Rakesh Ji Chaurasia, who's there. And sir, we also have some extremely distinguished personnel from the industry, the commerce part. And the first name that I would like to please very gratefully announce is that of Ajay Ji Piramal. Ajay bhai, ladies and gentlemen, louder round of applause for Ajay Ji, please. Dr. Swati and Ajay Ji have blessed us for the last, God knows, 15 plus years. Ajay bhai is one of our most ardent supporters, sir, of this cause of Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam. And now Anand, his son, and Isha, they also are helping us to support your vision. So I'm so grateful, sir, Ajay bhai, for you to be here again. Despite of your schedule, I'm very grateful, as for the others who've been present. So on that note, sir, what all of us would like to know, and if I may take your permission to ask them like I ask in our concerts, can they be a little vocal and participate with full might with your permission, sir? Because otherwise they will all be muted, sir. So if you can just guide them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So sab log, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay, good. So sir, the first question that I have for you, from all of us, and ये खास करके हमारे एनसीसी के बच्चों से आए हैं, कि सर आपका बचपन कैसा था? How was your childhood, and where do you come from? Were you a disciplined child? Were you always मतलब disciplined बिल्कुल? कि you were a little mischievous also?
No, I was like all children, always mischievous. All children are like that. So I was like any other child. And we grew up in a city, Calcutta.
Right, sir.
That's far away from home.
Right.
And that was at the height of Naxalite movement.
Right.
And at the time, the 71 war also took place. So, and Bangladesh, the new country was created. So we were children that time, but we witnessed all that.
Right.
during that particular time. So I grew up in Calcutta,
Okay.
and not in Uttarakhand, the state which I belong, or Delhi, but I grew up in Calcutta and I'm proud of that. And actually, the good part is I finished my military career over there.
Yes.
I got from Calcutta, I studied in Central School, Calcutta. From there, I joined the National Defence Academy. 40 years I served throughout the country, never in Calcutta again. But my last assignment was again in Calcutta, in the same place, in Fort Williams, and I had retired from there. That gave me extreme amount of happiness and joy.
And sir, did you always want to aspire to join the forge? कि you also had dreams like a young boy would have कि मुझे तो बड़ा होके teacher बनना है, या I want to be a magician, or something out of the box, or were you always focused that you would like to join the forge?
My close family relatives, then no one in the forge.
Oh,
Yeah. So if there are, they would not be in the officer cadre. Some distant relatives would be there in the hills.
Right.
That's part of soldiering and in the hills. So there was no one actually who could inspire me. My only inspiration was where I studied at. I told you I was Central School, Fort Williams, Calcutta, and in the garrison there used to be an infantry battalion, normally a Gorkha battalion over there. So every day when I walked up to the school or I went back, I could show the soldiers of that unit always smiling, cheerful, playing. So that's what got me thinking, why not join this? And when I joined the National Defence Academy and passed out from Indian Military Academy, when they asked me, okay, what kind of a choice, you have a choice,
Yeah.
which regiment you want to join?
Yes.
I said, I'll join the infantry. That's a fighting arm, and that's a difficult arm to be in.
Right.
And I said, I'll join the Gurkhas
Right.
because they produce the best soldiers.
oh.
I
So
joined
sir,
the Gurkhas.
the fact that when you decided, and I'm sure हमारे जो young बच्चे हैं यहाँ पे और जो I'm sure some of them aspire to join the forge too. आजकल सर competitiveness इतना है, तो were you always meritorious also, or were you like all of us who are just about kind of?
I was not meritorious, but I was certainly meticulous.
Oh yeah, I think that's
That deserves. And that's a lesson still today.
right.
I'm quite meticulous in my work. So at the end of the day, I reflect as to what's happened, what needs to be carried forward. I'm up every day in the morning, trying to chalk out what needs to be done on the day. So that's become part of second nature of my habit.
So sir, 43 years of service, and prior to that, even when you were aspiring to join, you always were as meticulous then, and you continue to do that.
No, there
I think that deserves a huge round of applause for sir. वैसे तो लड़कों ने भी अपनी एज बोलनी नहीं चाहिए, but sir's service is just 2 years less than my age. And looking at me, I think meticulousness is what is required as far as physical fitness is concerned. Everywhere else I'm meticulous. But I think that's some inspiration for all of us youngsters. Can we have a huge round of applause for sir on that? सर बट इसमें मुझे एक सवाल है, और जैसे कपिल शर्मा माय फ्रेंड सेज दैट इन हिज शो कि ये मेरा सवाल नहीं है, ये तो हमारे जनता का सवाल है. सो how important, sir, and when you grew up and you decided to join the force, and of course you met ma'am, how difficult or easy was it for ma'am and for you to navigate that early time? Because I'm sure that's something also that corporate leaders or us officials or citizens probably go through, because that's an integral part of mental wellness and well-being, because you're out for a long period of time. So with ma'am, how was the meeting, sir, if you would like to share, and how has she been instrumental in your life?
All ladies in the armed forces, especially in the army, I would say, the ladies have an important role to play.
Right, sir.
So when we look after the men, but their families also, the
Right.
men's families also.
Right, sir.
So that particular part is taken care of by ladies.
Right, sir.
That is one important part which they play. And second part, at least in my life, she left me all free. So I had outsourced most of my responsibilities to run the house, finance, etc. Everything was taken care of by her.
How wonderful.
I still don't go to my bank. I don't sign checks. That's all done by my wife.
Anupama ma'am was
Yes.
the it.
And that actually gave me a lot of time to focus on professional activities.
Sir, you are actually saying things which are music to the ears of all the ladies present.
Yeah. So I don't have my what do you call that, debit card or credit card, that's
All done.
Yes, everything is done. So, but that's important because that left me free for professional activities.
That's it.
And work. So, in a big manner, so ladies do have a big role to play, and in my particular case, it's a bigger role, I would say.
Right, so I think while Anupama ma'am is not here, we should all give a huge round of applause for ma'am. Both Purvi and I promised you that this will be a different session. I'm sure none of us have heard about General Anil Chauhan's personal side before today. And the idea is that stories that inspire, ladies and gentlemen, ये हम सब के लिए इसीलिए important है कि, like sir said, he may not have been meritorious, but he has been extremely meticulous in ensuring that he is where he is today and delivers his role, and how the role of all the aspects of the family members that he has have also played. But now I'll move towards the soldier part in himself, because that's something that also has its bearing on all of us. Sir, as compared to when you started your career, say 43 years ago, when you were a young cadet who aspired to join the forge, and I think the NCC cadets will take a lot of inspiration from this. How tough do you think it was then versus how is it now? Or is it the same way that youngsters have to be not just physically fit, emotionally fit, mentally fit? Or do you foresee that the strength or the competition today is a little bigger? How do you perceive it 43 years versus today, sir?
I think today the competition to join the services in the officers' rank probably would be tougher today than in our days. In our days, I think most of the aspirants were for metropolitan cities, large cities. But today we have officers from every social strata of the society, tier 2, tier 3 cities. So the numbers who are applying are huge actually. And that is also a true reflection of the armed forces. That's how the armed forces should reflect what the nation is.
Absolutely.
So that gets reflected into this. So I would say in some manner, if you say democratization of this particular rank and color, that's very good. I think it is happening. So, but once you get commissioned or once you're in the armed forces, life over a period of time has changed. Like when we all joined, and the soldiers with whom I served in field areas or difficult areas, life was very tough. There are no gadgets, you would be cut off from home, you would be writing only courses later. Things have changed and it's slightly easier, but it has its own problems. But life today is far easier, far better, and it's all been helped by technology. So it's better today.
Okay. And sir, for all of us, including all the civilians sir, who are here, which is about 150 to 200, if I add the families, maybe a little more, close to 300. From a perspective of your experience in the forge, sir, like every Fauji has his or her own moments of truth, if I may say, where you are faced with a certain challenging task, the adversary आपके सामने दुश्मन है. ऐसी कोई घटना सर आपके जीवन में व्यतीत हुई जब आप सर्व कर रहे थे, जिससे आपको प्रेरणा मिली कि नहीं, मैंने तो बिल्कुल सही प्रोफेशन चुना है. करियर तो ऑब्वियसली है, बट प्रोफेशन है देश की सेवा. और ऐसे कोई इंस्टेंस है सर जो आप शेयर करना चाहेंगे, स्पेशली विद द यंगस्टर्स, कि जिससे आपको लगा कि which made a mark on you?
They've been actually in every rank, in every station. Mostly I've commanded in field. In every place, there have been incidences which have continued inspiring me, and that has make me build my character as a soldier. And the only thing was that whenever you are in a decision dilemma as to what kind of a decision you should take, the only guiding factor should be whether it is a national interest or not. And your personal interest, etc., should be relegated down below. Should be a national interest. So whether you operated in an insurgency area in Northeast or in JNK, it didn't matter. Your operational success was not defined by number of kills or number of surrenders. No, it's how you can change the atmosphere of that place. How you can motivate the people. That would be important. So that's what I did throughout my career.
Huge round of applause for that. So you spoke about ranks. I have a little civilian kind of question, so pardon me. Out of all the PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, ADC, and so many other medals, sir, that you've had. What was the most, if I may say, satisfying one that you thought? I'm sure all were given because you did so well as a person in the ranks. For anything specific, sir? I mean, I don't know if it's describable that way.
See, your first award is always the most prestigious and the one you liked. That I got as a brigadier.
Right, sir.
I commanded a brigade in Manipur, and that were difficult times in Manipur. The first long blockade took place at that time because of some political circumstances. So that recognition, the first recognition, is always, you pride most. So that was the happiest moment. Subsequent recognitions of your good work were there,
Right, sir.
but the first one gave you maximum happiness.
I think that calls for. Sir, I have final 3 questions for you. And this one is especially for all our eminent dignitaries who are from the corporate world or senior officers who are here. Sir, we all know that decision making in any boardroom is not anytime easy. Be it at home also, in fact, gृहिणी महिलाएं जो हैं. Sir, you in your role have to work with the PMO, you have to work with Minister of External Affairs, you have to tackle the external adversary, you have to deal with leadership people inside. How difficult, sir, is it for you? Because I'm sure, sir, your 2 lines would give us so much of an inspiration that if this is possible, हमारा तो problem बहुत छोटा है.
So you missed out lots actually.
I know.
I want to work more with the 3 services.
Right, sir.
That's important.
Right,
and with my own department and people whom I work with.
Right, sir.
So again, we should understand what the decision of yours are going to affect maximum people.
Right, sir.
So that I thought was always at the back of your mind.
Okay.
And military decisions are simple. One has been trained for this.
Right, sir.
So when you take a decision with the Army, Navy and Air Force, it's slightly easier.
Right, sir.
Because you understand the consequences of that, and that's, mostly they will be in operational domain or administrative domain. You understand that. The decisions which you take in the Ministry of Defence, now, as Secretary DMA, or when you are speaking with some other people, which you just mentioned,
Right, sir.
those decisions have got far-reaching impact. So one has to be very careful when you put certain amount of advice or certain amount of opinion which you express on that.
Right, sir. Great, sir. This again was a question, sir. What we had done is, sir, we had met a few college students and we had kind of asked them what is it that they would like to know. One of the questions, sir, that came through was, sir, for youngsters today, mental health, like you also mentioned in your talk, is a very integral part because आजकल तनाव इतना है, access चीज़ों का काफ़ी है, लेकिन समझ नहीं है कैसे जाना है. Sir, while you said that music as therapy is a great thing and would of course work with you, sir. Anything that you want to address our audience, sir, कि mental health के लेकर जो एक डर है, उसको अगर उनको assuage करना है, if they wish to address it, what can they do, sir? Especially the NCC cadets, the youngsters who are there, that they can take inspiration from a mental health perspective. Any pointers if you have, apart from music? Should they take up a hobby, or is there something that they would?
Yeah, I think firstly, a man should be able to understand his abilities.
Right, sir.
And carve his aspirations accordingly.
Right, sir.
If there is a mismatch between your aspirations and your abilities, then there will always be a problem, a challenge. So, but it's very difficult to do that.
Yes, sir.
Because everyone thinks that he can do everything. So that's a very important thing. But one must be able to see. In the armed forces, it's easier because you are seeing your peers, you are seeing your equivalent people. So you can understand what your capabilities, what your abilities are.
Yes, sir.
And then charge. Then to be happy, it's not necessary that you keep rising in that particular profession. There are many other outlets. And you should be able to take out time for other activities and hobbies.
Right.
So like I have a hobby, I collect masks.
Yes. Yes.
So I have the largest possible collection of masks in India. So I do take out time to collect that, to reflect on that. And that takes me away from mundane duties. So that's my stress buster.
Right.
Some people look at, maybe music.
Right.
Some people with a different hobby. They want to travel, they want to do some physical activities. Must take on a hobby. If there's a hobby, then this mental tension would be reduced.
Yes, I think that is one point. All our youngsters who are seated here today, all the cadets, we must definitely seek inputs on this point. And the final question, sir, is while you also touched that a little bit in your talk, is sir आपके विजन में हम सब जो बैठे हैं और जो पूरे 140 करोड़ देशवासी सब्सिक्वेंटली आपको सुनेंगे, आपके बारे में पढ़ेंगे, आज के टॉक के बारे में समझेंगे, आपका हम सब के लिए, देशवासियों के लिए कोई मैसेज है जो एक विकसित भारत के लिए आपका है मैसेज के एज सिटीजन्स, एज सिविलियंस हमने क्या करना चाहिए कि वी कैन बी ऑफ यूज फॉर द ट्राई सर्विसेज? हम एक ऐसा नागरिक अच्छा कैसे बने जिससे आप सबको हम पे गर्व हो? बिकॉज हम इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैं, म्यूजिशियंस हैं, कैडेट्स हैं, यंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं. हाउ इज इट दैट वी कैन बी ऑफ हेल्प टू ईच वन ऑफ यू टू बिल्ड द नेशन ऑफ आवर ड्रीम्स?
So, nation are not built by one people. It's contribution of everyone. So, everyone of us will have to contribute his bit to build this particular nation. Always there will be a clash between your personal aspirations and what you can do for the nation.
Yes, sir.
You'll have to sacrifice more than your comfort. Yes. So then only will it happen. So, and in aspirations also, there will be, aspirations to do well.
Yes.
To succeed in life.
Yes.
So, the only message which I can say for people is, success is a thing which is not a matter of chance.
Yes.
It's a matter of choice.
Well said, sir.
So you have to work for it. Just by dreaming, you will not reach there. So to make your dreams come true, you got to work hard towards it.
I think sir has summarized it in his very inimitable manner, in a very soft manner. Trust me, when he is talking to his colleagues in his office, it's a different persona. But sir, thank you so much. We are all so grateful to you for these snippets and words of wisdom, words of advice, words of guidance that you've given all of us. Can we have a huge round of applause for General Chauhan for his kind words? We have a couple of questions, sir, that can be taken from the audience. If any youngsters, any cadets of ours, there are mics that are there. If any one of you wishes to ask, sir, this is your moment of question. अगर किसी के भी कोई question है, anybody in the audience, whether it's the cadets or anybody, if there are, yeah, you can raise your hand. So accordingly, yes, there is a question on the left corner. Mic is coming. I request the others to please be quiet.
So my name is Cadet Soham Patkar from BK Birla College. I just want to know what motivated you to join only Indian Army, not any other military or armed forces.
मतलब सर तो इंडिया के हैं.
Sir, means for not going in Indian Air Force or Indian Navy.
Ah, okay. I told you, when I was studying in that school, there was only an infantry battalion. And so the choice was made up that I joined the army. And over there, I saw infantry as first. And I thought that's the only fighting arm. The purpose of joining the army is to actually fight. So, and that's the only way one can do is by joining the infantry. So it was a choice which I made very consciously.
Thank you.
So you worked for 45 years in the army. What is the difference that you see in the emotional landscape of the squads and the battalions in these 40 years?
The question was if there is any emotional difference between the battalions that sir has been a part of over the last 43 years.
So,
in the emotional landscape.
No, when I talk about emotions, it's also about leadership actually. Because it's one man can't change. So in the armed forces, it's a particular team which develops.
Correct.
That's very important. And you'll always often see armed forces officer, not army officer. They will never say that I did this. They'll always say this is my unit has done this. And your recognition, even that recognition which you said, is all not because of my work. It's because of the troops who were under me, officers who were under me. That is one. So there is a two-way relationship between us and the men. And that bonding has to be strong. In past, it was quite strong. In the present generation, probably there is a need to bond more with your men. I find sometimes that the distance between men and officers is slightly increasing. Okay, so that I think is a big change. It's because of various influences which a man is subjected to, officers as well as men. But I think on both sides there is a need to bridge this gap.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Yeah. We have time for
Yeah, sir.
two more questions.
I'm from the corporate world. I run Nilkamal Limited. My question is, sir, in the corporate world, it is sometimes very difficult to motivate people to work hard or to work longer or to travel long distances for a longer period of time or to take, go and manage an office for a longer period of time away from the family. So the question is, what is the secret sauce that you have to motivate people to work in harsh terrain, harsh weather conditions, away from the family for months and months together? What is the secret sauce of motivation?
So there is no secret sauce, sir. All of us joined the services to work in difficult conditions, harsh conditions. So there is no problem. Wherever you send me.
Thank you very much, sir. My question is that you are dealing with multiple stakeholders, and when you
Can
deal
you
with
please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Brijmohan Soni. I could say formally flight cadet Brijmohan Soni. I did my 5 years of NCC in Airway. My question is, when we are dealing with multiple stakeholders, there is always going to be rassakassi of managing their priorities at the same point of time.
Yes.
How do you deal with that? You are dealing with probably most difficult stakeholders at this point of time.
So one of the big lessons which I have learned in my new appointment actually as a CDS, because I knew the army very well because I had served in it, but to understand the other two services, that was equally important for me, and to understand the other environment, external environment, that's also important for me. The only lesson which I have is that you have to be patient and you've got to hear people out. That I think is very, very important. And whatever I have done, whatever ideas I generate, whatever things I do, 90% are not mine. Actually, I listen to people, get those ideas, work upon it, improve upon it, and give it back to the same people. And then the work also is slightly easier to be done because the ideas have come primarily from those people only. You just modified it and done it slightly differently. So one has to be very patient, one has to keep listening and be receptive to a large number of ideas. That helps you actually.
Thank you very much, sir.
Any of our cadets have any more questions? Yes. I would now be a little selective in the questions. We will have questions. Yes. But from the questions from the cadet, if you don't mind, sir. Yes. Yes. खड़े हो जाइए, जोर से बोलिए, माइक आने तक आप बोल दीजिए क्वेश्चन. Yes.
Okay, Jain sir, my name is Cadet Sonali Valmiki from JBC College. So I have a question for you. Like, what was your best memory from the Indian Army?
Best?
Memories from the Indian Army that you got in your whole career.
The whole life has been actually kind of in memory. So, in every rank and every appointment, every place which I went, I carry wonderful memories of all that still. And the most important thing would be the day I finally retire, I'm going to put those memoirs down for other people to read.
I'm waiting for it. Thank you.
Lovely question. Yes, correct. Sir, I'll come to you. Yes, correct. Yeah, okay. Can we have another mic given here? Separate mic, please. Give me one more mic.
Jai Hind sir, I am Cadet Manikanika Singh from Air Wing NCC. My question is, when will you get demotivated in your life? Like when you think that you cannot do this or that?
When will you नहीं? When you get, what do you do?
Yes.
हाँ, है ना? ऐसा पूछना चाहते हो ना? हाँ. यदि आप
This is not a
demotivated
choice with me to
Sorry,
remain
sorry.
demotivated. You know, one has to be a source of motivation for people
Well said, sir.
who are working with you. So there is
Well
no
said.
chance. Go with. और ये मेरे लिए नहीं, आप लोग के लिए भी है.
Yes.
It's equally applicable to you also. It's equally applicable to everyone. Remain motivated. जोश होना चाहिए,
Yes sir.
है ना?
Yes sir.
Thank you, sir. That was wonderful. Yes, 2 questions and then we will have 1 question. Please. Yeah.
Jai Hind, sir. This is Vatsala Sinha from the Armed Squad. My question to you is, so you said that you were always, whenever you were assigned any units, you were the commanding officer. So what is this one quality in you that made you stand out from everyone? There were so many men out there, but you were the one who was chosen. So what is this one quality that you believe that you have? We'd love to know, sir.
No, I am not the only one who is successful. There are hundreds of us, and everyone does well. There are hundreds of units which do well in the Indian Army. There are hundreds of brigades which do well. And it's a collective genius which actually takes the armed forces forward, not the genius of one man.
Well, sir, thank you so much, sir.
Jain sir, this is Cadet Surekha Singh Shekhawat from Rizvi NCC unit, and my question is, what is your mantra for youth generation or especially NCC cadet for to succeed in life?
Okay. So, this I said was, life is a longish kind of a journey, and you should enjoy it rather than merely completing it. Have a wonderful time, stay motivated.
One last question
Thank you sir.
and then 1 question here. Because there are so many questions, आप 500 लोग हो यार. You cannot have 500 questions. 1 question, please.
Jai Hind, sir. This is Abhinav Kumar from the Armored Squadron. One question I had for you was, because being a leader requires a lot of patience, because you're dealing with a lot of people who might not be very cooperative with you. So there must be a time in your life where you're very frustrated when people might not be listening, even though the army is a very disciplined force that has to listen to its seniors. But there must be a time where you were frustrated and didn't know what to do. So what was your, one thing that you went to calm down yourself and have some patience?
That happens every day in today. You lose patience, but you got to prepare yourselves. For past, say, 20-25 years, I go for a morning walk every day. That's the day's most reflective moment of my life. That's the time I actually reflect as to what's happened yesterday, what am I going to do today, whom I am going to meet, and what's going to happen. And that sets the day, and it prepares you so that you don't reach that level of frustration.
Okay, Commodore Thakur has just told me we have time for 2 more questions. So the 2 girls who are these are 2 girls or 1 boy, 1 girl? I'm sorry. Whatever, the two I can see here, there are 5 of you. No, we can just take 2 more, and then 1 gentleman here is what we will end with. Can we have 1 question here and 1 maybe? Can you please sit down? Can you please sit down? Yeah, we will come to you. Yes, please.
Jai Hind, sir. I'm LFC Janvi Nagu from 1 Maharashtra Squadron. Can you describe what it's like being the CDS of India in 1 word?
In 1 word.
Yes, sir.
Busy.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yes. If you ask such questions, we can take 2 more. Yes, please.
Jain sir, I cadet Srishti Kalkare from DG Ruparel College. I want to ask you, what is your vision for the Indian Army in your next few years decade?
So my vision is not for Indian Army, it's for the Indian Armed Forces, all three wings, that we should be able to do in a united kind of a manner or integrated manner all activities in the future, including war fighting.
Thank you, sir.
Can we have the mic here in the audience for this one question from the gentleman on the second row? And then I'll go for the last question from the NCC and then we'll end.
My name is Arun Bevor. My family has a strong connection with the Indian Army. My father was Major Madhav Bevor, Madras Sappers, killed in Burma, fighting the Japanese in 1944. And his younger brother, General G.G. Bevor, became Chief of Army Staff, succeeding Field Marshal Manekshaw after the Bangladesh operations. So there is a connection. My question to you is, as Chief of the Defence Staff, what are the 1, 2, maximum 3 elements you have to confront while integrating what are ultimately 3 very distinct disciplines of the Indian Armed Forces?
Thank you, sir. Sir, General,
can you please be quiet?
G.G. Bevor was also, I belong to 11 Gurkhas. So he was also, he was
7-11. He was in 7-11 Gurkhas.
No, he was colonel of the 11 Gurkha Rifles. That's before the 71 war. And so that's a little connect I also have with General Bevor and his family. His son joined the Air Force, General Bevor's son. So as far as integration amongst the 3 services is concerned, sir, what has happened is that over a period of time, all 3 services have grown in their own kind of a manner, compartments and siloization. So getting people together, getting to build a culture which is acceptable to all, which I have now started calling is something of a joint culture. So Air Force, you bring up an Air Force officer or an airman in a particular culture, so that's an Air Force culture. The Navy has a culture of its own, the Army has a culture of its own. But difficult is to get a joint culture together, because tomorrow's war we are going to fight jointly. So unless you have a joint culture, this will not happen. And as you are aware, building a culture always takes time. There is a lot of symbology, there are a lot of rituals, there are traditions to be built. So that's what I am focusing on, building a joint culture among the 3 services, so that we are able to operate together in a more integrated kind of manner in future.
Yes, the boy in the white.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ameya Dabli from Naval Dockyard, Mumbai, apprentice. Sir, I want to ask a question. I want to become an armed force officer. Then what we will do in our lives to get success?
Oh, that's simple. First, you must complete the class 12.
I complete, sir. Sir, already I complete graduated.
You should get an NCC. If you can't do that, you must do that. That's a basic minimum qualification. Then you must either you join through the National Defence Academy or you join through the direct entry route. The third, if you can't do that, then you get your NCC certificate. If you get an NCC certificate, then you get directly into the Service Selection Board without an entrance exam. Otherwise, you will have to face an All India competitive exam to join either the National Defence Academy or Service Specific Training Academies.
Okay, sir.
Study hard. There is no other easy way out.
Thank you, sir.
One last question by the cadet in grey. 2 hands in grey, 1 grey. Okay.
Jain sir, I am Cadet Vivek Kadam from 1 Maharashtra Air Squadron. Sir, can you please tell us about your favorite national leader from the time of independence?
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's the only, I would say, politico-military leader India has produced.
I think on that note, see, sir is here. He's also going to join us a little later for a quick chat with some of you. So please hold on to your questions. In the meantime, can I request a huge thunderous round of applause for General Chauhan. I think, can we all give a huge round of applause for General Chauhan for being with us and sharing his life story. So it's very kind of you, and I would request Purvi to please come and felicitate General Chauhan, and as a very small token of our gratitude with a bouquet of flowers on behalf of all of us. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you. Come. Huge round of applause for General Chauhan, sir. Thank you so much. And sir, if I may request you to continue to be with us. So we are kind of learning from all of you. We have now got people coming with trays and, but this is a very small gesture, if I may please.
Please keep the applause going.
So this is a small plaque of Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam with the vision that you have enshrined. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good, sir. May I please request Ajay sir to join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for Ajay Bhai Piramal. Ajay ji, as we all know, sir please. Ajay ji, as I said in the beginning, today is the day, our 6th Foundation Day, and there have been some pillars who have shaped our vision. I still remember, Ajay bhai, in your office, you had given me and Purvi time. Sir spent 45 minutes looking at some random Excel numbers that we had put. They were so random, but sir was so patient, and he must be wondering, yaar, ye kya dikha rahe ho? And then he told me, he nudged me, he said, अमेया जी, आपको सूट में देख के मुझे कुछ अजीब लग रहा है, आप गाने में ज़्यादा बेटर हो. But those were the days, and Swati ma'am, Ajay bhai, they have guided us as mentors to the foundation. At times they have nudged us to go on the path which is where today we have sir with us. May I please request, sir, if you may please, on behalf of all of us, while Purvi will hand over the bouquet to Ajay bhai. If I may, Ajay, please. And while Swati ma'am couldn't come with us today, this is a very small token of our gratitude for you, Ajay bhai, for all that you do for us. And thank you so much. And with the two of you here, now I would like to request the flute maestro, the one and only Pandit Rakesh Ji Chaurasia on stage with me, please. Rakesh bhai, जोरदार तालियां for Rakesh bhai. कम राकेश भाई चौरसिया के बारे में मैं जितना कहूं उतना कम है. राकेश जी पंडित हरिप्रसाद चौरसिया जी, जिनका नाम भी मैं ले नहीं सकता, उनके घराने से आते हैं. ऐसी दुनिया में कोई जगह नहीं है जहां इन्होंने अपना परफॉर्मेंस फ्लूट का, बांसुरी का ना दिया हो. और हम सब के लिए ये गौरवान्वित करने वाली बात है कि जब कोविड का समय था सर एंड अजय भाई, जब कोविड का समय था, तब ऑल ऑफ अस वर सो वंडरिंग एंड सो वरीड एज टू व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर गोइंग टू होल्ड फॉर अस. उस समय राकेश जी, सलीम मर्चेंट, कौशिकी चक्रवर्ती जी एंड द लेट गॉड ऑफ म्यूजिक उस्ताद अदर खान साहब के पुत्र जाकिर हुसैन साहब, they guided me and Purvi to do something called as Ekam Satt World Music League, sir, in which we actually had people across the globe participating on digital platforms. We created a website where 6,500 people participated and shared their snippets of music both singing and otherwise, which the four legends kind of grew and spent time, and it was a 6-month activity that led to a lot of goodness, and they all did it absolutely gratis for the love of music and for the love of humanity. So for such a... And Sir also has been a part of all armed force initiatives. He has come to Calcutta when Sir was the army commander there, and also performed at many armed forces initiatives with us. So zordar taaliyan for Rakesh bhai. Can we please have... Come from here. Zordar taaliyan, ladies and gentlemen, please. Ajay sir, if you may. Ajay sir. Zordar taaliyan, ladies and gentlemen. Zordar taaliyan. And I'll go for you. The final point today that I want to have, which was something that I am very grateful, and that is to Alpa. Alpa Kapadia Teli, as a dear friend, she is a mental health professional. She has designed, sir, a lot of workshops that we have done, Ajay bhai, for the foundation. When we have gone and we've done close to 25,000 impact workshops, about 25 of them for 25,000 of our centers in Jabalpur, etc. She has been a part of those. And Alpa has worked in the field extensively, and she has just recently launched a book on the field of mental health and emotional well-being, and many other things called as Ignite Your Inner Spark. So with your kind permission to all three of you, can we please have Alpa be given the honor to be with your August company and just inaugurate her book, so that this becomes an everlasting memory in her life. Ladies and gentlemen, Alpa Kapadia.
Congratulations.
Come. Ladies and gentlemen, zordar taaliyan for all the dignitaries that we have. If I may request all of us to please zordar taaliyan de your sajjano. Ignite Your Inner Spark by Alpa Kapadia. Ladies and gentlemen, zordar taaliyan.